warmly welcome. My next guest is specialized on law, but law particularly related to cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin. Warmly welcome, Maksymilian Mencel. Great having you here.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me. Specialized is maybe said a bit too much. I just am fascinated about Austrian economics and like to think about the future and how things can develop, and especially when we see how the new technologies are shaping the edge and are changing our environment. It's worth of thinking how things can develop for the good, not only for the bad, as many people, for example, think about the artificial intelligence and are afraid of different outcomes. So my point is basically to prevent any governmental interference regulations, as they will only prevent the technology to develop to the right direction.
All right.
So this is what the speech was more or less about, yeah.
How do you think the future will look like, particularly in the next 5 to 10 years?
I think that as any cutting-edge technology, it's going to accelerate the development. So we're going to see the progress faster, like we saw a fast progress when computers were invented, like we saw a fast progress in fintech when blockchain technologies were invented, and I think the same will happen because of the AI technologies, which will just basically accelerate the progress as we know it.
What kind of impact do you think that artificial intelligence will have on cryptocurrencies or on Bitcoin?
Yeah, for sure. I think that it will make it easier accessible for the broad population, as many people are limited towards their knowledge dealing with it, and I think with AI technologies it will be just easier accessible for them because they can rely on something guiding them through it.
All right, so it will accelerate the mass adoption of Bitcoin and the cryptocurrencies.
Exactly, and all the technologies that are integrated with it.
I
also think that it's more of a futuristic view, so it's just how things might develop. I think that the blockchain technology can become a safe framework for the AI technology, for it not to run out of control.
Okay, that's also quite an interesting approach or quite an interesting perspective to see it from this point of view.
Yeah, because if you think how transparent blockchain technology itself is and what options you have, if an AI model would be attached to it, it could be limited towards how things are, and maybe it could be easily shut off when things would go the wrong way, as a lot of people are afraid of.
So it's better controlled with blockchain technology.
I think that's how it could be done. Of course, we are speaking about something which is not ready yet developed. We mainly experimenting with things like chatbot GPT, and are fascinated how precise the answers are and how nicely it can write you different things and explain you different things. But especially legal-wise, it starts to be very easy because now you have something that is aware of all the legal aspects and can explain it to you sometimes even far better as a lawyer can. I think especially in Commonwealth countries where we have precedence cases, it could be very useful if an AI model knows any cases that took place in the past and can apply verdicts from the past towards a verdict that is upcoming. So that's it's just, I think, the beginning that we're facing.
Looks very interesting and bright future.
Oh yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think that's the one way of looking at it. I rather prefer to look for the bright side.
Are there any specific projects you're currently working on?
Yes, there are a couple of projects that I'm working on. So I started my own software house. We are mainly hiring people that have won hackathons, as it seems to be that looking at hackathons for programmers is the right approach, simply because they are so determined to deliver things in short time. There is a metaverse project that I'm advising called Meta Tower, and we're now reshaping the project and making it more adjusted towards the new cutting edge technology that's been implemented, like the AI technology, think, for example, of Unreal Engine 5 that is capable of designing the environments within the games based on AI technologies. So this is going to be a real game changer. Even the biggest game productions in Europe, like for example Witcher, is going to build on Unreal Engine 5. So yeah, I think there are a lot of interesting things waiting for us. Yeah.
How does your perfect software developer look like? Maybe we find someone through this interview.
Yeah, the perfect software developer is one that hasn't studied computer science. You know? It's just determined. It's just a great coder, and has a slightly entrepreneurial mindset. Yeah.
Okay, all right. You know now, if you fit this profile, please contact Maksymilian Mencel. He's looking for you. All right, so you're here now for a second time.
Yes.
What is your favorite part about the Mallorca Blockchain Days?
I think I found my new favorite part. It was the workshop. You know? It was the workshop because it was so great to experiment with the tools of Alan Bits and to see, you know, that we could just do it with our own hands without any prior knowledge, you know, set up those Arduino modules, you know, and have a lightning lighten up, you know, when the transaction arrived, and every one of us was able to do the task, you know. So I really admire Ben for his patience explaining it to us. Yeah.
Ben is amazing, and he's doing this workshop already, I think, for the third time.
Oh.
So it's not the same, but a similar, and he's always explaining those technical topics in a very simple way, and shows you how to do the how to set up the hardware product. And yeah, great. So, I love this. Yeah, what do you think about the island?
Oh, it's beautiful, you know, like the first time I visited Mallorca, I was thinking of Mallorca as an island with huge parties and mass tourism, you know, but when I arrived here last year for the first time, I realized that this is just a small part of Mallorca, that Mallorca has so much more to offer with really architectural-wise. Palma is just beautiful, you know, with a huge cultural heritage. Excellent food, you know, beautiful hotels, you know, so much to offer here. So it's just amazing, you know, and I still discover new and beautiful places here. So now for the first time I rented the car here, so I was able to drive around a little bit around the island, and looking forward to discover now the northern parts of Palma de Mallorca.
Awesome. So I assume that you're coming next year as well. I'm looking already forward to it.
If you're going to invite me, for sure I'm going to come.
Definitely. All right, so thank you for your time. I wish you now a lot of fun at the party tonight, and also on the boat trip tomorrow. And see you next year again.
Thank you.